Today we're going to look at the most important changes and improvements for Ripple and XRP in July 2025. Dan Fisher is in charge of community relations for Ripple. He helped us understand everything. So these reports have a lot of very useful data. I think we should go through it one by one, and I look forward to hearing some of your thoughts in the comments. Here is the first one. The XRP ledger is now live on June. It shows on-chain information about payments, transactions, AMM liquidity, and more. This is a great bookmark for seeing current XRPL metrics and activity. Thanks to Output Layer for sending these great charts. So of course, I'll put this in the video's description. I just want to show you some extra things that go along with this. The well-known, quick, cheap, independent blockchain that has been online for 10 years can now be fully queried. There are more than 4 billion deals, so it looks like you'll have a lot of data. In 2013, there were 50,000 daily deals. By 2025, there will be over 2.2 million. That's really impressive growth. 14 million XRP and more were paid in trade fees. And also, it looks like you have 5.6 million accounts in total. That's 5.6 million XRP accounts around the world. Know that one person or more than one person can have more than one account. If you have an account at Coinbase, a Ledger wallet, or a Zomin wallet, that's 3 different XRP wallets for one person. People have 5 or 10 sometimes. We can't be sure of the exact number of people who own XRP, but this gives us a good idea of how many wallets there are. Also, more than 2,800 people joined yesterday, so you can see how things grow every day. In fact, this looks really, really good. Here, you can see how it's really taken off in the last few years. We're going to look more closely at XRPL transfers. This week, there were 14.1 million transactions with 78,000 unique active senders and an average of 180 transactions per user in just 7 days. That's also pretty good. The most popular type of payment is a weekly payment, which will rise from 1.5 billion in 2023 to 8 million in 2025. In just 18 months, that's a 430% rise. That would be great to see. Also popular are XRPL's native DEX trades, NFT coin mints, and NFT mints on chain. When we talk about DEX, XRPL has one of the oldest ones that has an order book built in. It has the most DEX. It was the very first DEX ever made. Over 2,300 deals happen every day on average. 400 plus XRP pairs are live every day, and over 384 million XRP are traded around the world. That looks really good. Things got a little less intense near the end, but man, if we really start to take off, things could get crazy really quickly. It also says that XRPL's automated market makers provide liquidity directly in the decentralized trade of the XRP ledger. There are more than 350 million XRP in total AMM volume, 20,000 AMM pools live, 26 million XRP in TVL volume, and 2 million XRP in average daily volume. Next, XRPL is one of the most stable blockchains. It supports quick, low-cost payouts, has a built-in AMM for DEXs, and more. That's all the news for June analytics right now. As I already said, there will be a link in the text if you want to keep up with everything. The Pierce's XRPL EVM sidechain also went live in the first few weeks. There was a lot of movement. I don't know how many movies we made where we talked about this. There were 1,400 smart contracts made for us. In TVL lock, we saw more than $105 million. There are a lot of cool things going on. Developers need to add to the chain if you want to get more users, trades, and all that other stuff. And we are beginning to see this very thing. And remember that workers didn't work on the XRP ledger for a while because they weren't sure if Ripple would win its case against the SEC, right? There are different ways to record commodities and securities. So if XRP was seen as a security, it would lose most of its usefulness. It would have been impossible for Ripple to do anything afterwards. It's a great time to own XRP now that all of these people are starting to come back. It looks like Ripple X development. It says to tune in tomorrow to enjoy the launch of the XRPL EVM sidechain. Find out what goes on next for the developers and the people who use XRP. We'll look at the new features that are available right now. Cross-chain tools like Axelar are being released by early projects, and there are lots of possibilities ahead. All of this will have a link below. Please look at that and listen to it again if you want to. Also seems to be the case with Moonwell. Use your XRP on Base, withdraw from Coinbase, and get CBXRP, which is a tokenized version of XRP backed by XRP owned by Coinbase. That is really cool and different. You can use Coinbase XRP to lend money on Moonwell, or use it as collateral to borrow stable coins and other things. So if you want to borrow safe coins with your XRP as collateral, you can do that through this company. Now, you should know that if you take out a loan, you might want to know when the loan could be called up and you could lose that XRP. When does that business break even? It makes sense that you'd want to talk to a financial expert or someone else who knows more about this. Of course, you should always look into the company. What if something bad happens to the company where you lock up your XRP? You could lose all of your XRP. I just want to make that very clear. If you scroll down a little further, this seems to say, check out XRPL Apex closing notes with Joel Katz. So this is an interview that David Schwartz did to end XRPL Apex. Such a great chat. Some of that was played on the station. Here it is if you want to watch the whole thing. Also, it looks like Zhao Dao tells you how to join. I know this is a big deal because I heard Crypto Eerie and a few other people in the XRP space talking about it. To join Zhao Dao, follow these steps. For $10, you can turn on your account. As a Zhao Dao member, you can get a unique NFT on the XRP database for a one-time fee of $10 in XRP. In the Zhao Dao environment, this NFT is your membership badge and proof that you're a part of it. There is only one flat rate for everyone with no refills or levels. Get full access as a member. You are a real Zhao Dao member as soon as your payment is approved. That means having the right to vote, use services, and have a real say in the future of the town. You can take part in governance and share your economic views or benefits with Zhao Dao if you become a member. This might be interesting to some people. Check out the perks and see if it fits your needs. It costs $10. That's clear. It was early July. The price of this may have gone up since then, but you can check that out if you want to. Let's move down even more. It looks like there's a lot more to do. Us.Thankx is happy to show its support for Singapore's digital economy by announcing that Ripple and Tenancy Global are launching the XRPL accelerator to help the blockchain ecosystem grow and give builders of the future the tools they need to make it happen.